The question that everybody's asking is, what happens next now that Jerod Mayo was abruptly fired after the Patriots won against the Buffalo Bills? Arguably the worst win in Patriots history. I'm being dramatic, but you see what I mean. Jerod Mayo getting canned that quickly has now left a huge hole for the Patriots to decide, possibly in the next coming days, definitely before the next season. So on today's show, we're going to break down exactly what the next steps the Patriots are to take to hire a new head coach. On the back half, I'm going to break down 3 top head coaches the Patriots could hire. You guys are going to want to stick around for that because I had the latest reports on what the NFL analysts are saying about possibly hiring a head coach that a lot of people are going to be happy about. But before I jump into that, obviously the reason why we have Patriots Today by Chat Sports is I talk, you talk, we talk about it. Who do you want as the Patriots' next head coach? I know I'm going to see a lot of Mike Vrabels in the comment section down below. Respectfully, I love Mike Vrabel. Maybe some Ben Johnsons, Brian Flores. There's a lot of guys that could possibly be in that head coaching position next season. So while you guys are commenting that, let me go ahead and break down the timeline here, right? This is my favorite graphic here at Chat Sports. Starting today, the Patriots are allowed to request interviews with head coaches around the league, or offensive coaches, or defensive, or somebody that's never had a head coaching experience, a.k.a. Jerod Mayo, and what Robert Kraft wanted to do last time. January 8th, that's when they can start talking to non-playoff teams coaches, a.k.a. like the Panthers, or somebody that did not make playoff contention. January 20th, then they can start talking to possible eliminated playoff coaches, teams that are currently playing in the postseason but have been eliminated. February 10th, if it comes down to a month after they fire Jerod Mayo, which I personally don't think they will, then they can start talking to possible coaches on a Super Bowl winning team or competing team after everything is said and done. But you have to keep in mind here, there are protocols the Patriots have to follow, a.k.a. the Rooney Rule. And I know a lot of you guys out there might not know exactly what that Rooney Rule is, but it is a procedure that not just the Patriots, but everybody in the NFL does have to follow. And it does make sense because when you look at the Rooney Rule, it is a policy in the NFL that mandates teams interview at least one minority candidate for head coaching and senior football operations, aiming to increase diversity in leadership roles within the league. It's named after Dan Rooney, the former owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers, who was a strong advocate for diversity hiring. So this is what the Patriots do have to check off before they can say, hey, we're going to hire this person. They have to make sure that this was checked off. But I do think that with the Patriots and how quickly they did end up firing Jerod Mayo, a lot quicker than I thought they were going to, my expectation and the expectation in the front office that they're going to hire a Patriots head coach pretty quickly. So hopefully we won't have to wait until January 20th or February 10th to start talking to those guys. We can start looking right now and requesting some coaches, which the Patriots have reportedly already requested an interview with a top candidate. That's why you guys have to stick around and wait to see what that is coming up here on the back half of the show. But I am going to be honest, this is a very interesting position for a lot of teams in the NFL because there are several NFL teams that are looking for the exact same thing the Patriots are looking for. Chicago Bears fired their head coach in the middle of the season. Same thing, New Orleans Saints with Dennis Allen. Same thing, Robert Saleh and the New York Jets. Doug Peterson got canned after the season, but it's kind of interesting because I thought Peterson should have been canned if the Patriots beat them in London, but we all know how that game went, so you're welcome, Doug Peterson, for a couple extra months of salary. But nonetheless, because the Patriots are competing with other teams in the NFL to fight for the same pool of head coaches, that's why I think the Patriots are going to work as quickly as they possibly can. But I also do think that New England has a leg up. They have one of the most intriguing opening positions in the NFL. Why? You have your franchise quarterback that has proven to be successful at some points. You have $130 million in cap space, and you have a top 5 NFL draft pick. This should be an unemployed head coach's dream to coach for the New England Patriots. So I'm going to talk about that in just a moment, coming up on next possible head coaches for the New England Patriots, because I think this process is going to be extremely quickly. So that's why I wanted to get this video out, let you guys know, first and foremost, who they're looking at and who's possibly looking at New England in terms of where they want to interview and what that would look like. But before I do jump into that, I want to talk a little bit about the past. Do you agree with the firing of Mayo? I know a lot of you guys were like, hey, he had a really shitty team. I want to see what he can do next year once we use that cap space and get that draft pick. So do you agree that they should have fired Jerod Mayo. Type Y for yes, type N for no in the comment section down below. I'm going to tell you guys real quick about our sponsor, and then I'm going to hop into those possible head coaches. Stick around for that. But our sponsor on today's show is going to be Game Time. This is the only app that I use to get tickets to any Patriots, Celtics, Bruins, maybe even the Boston Red Sox games. But the good news is it's not just in Boston. You can go wherever, whenever to find tickets to any sporting event, concert, comedy show, or maybe even the theater that you guys want to go check out. The reason why I love using Game Time is for several reasons. But number one, I love the fact that you can see the view from your seat before you buy. I think that is so great because I'm spending my well-earned money on these tickets. I don't want to be sitting behind a pole. I definitely don't want to be sitting near the men's room. So with Game Time, the fact that you guys get to pick your seats, what fits best for you and your family, is always why I trust Game Time. And I always know that it's 110% going to be the lowest price guarantee. Why I say 110%? Because if it's not, they will credit you 110% of the difference. And then all-in pricing, this is a huge deal for me. They're going to tell you the total up front. That's why I love using Game Time, because there's no surprise fees. There's no hidden fees at checkout. There's nothing worse than knowing I'm going to spend this exact amount on tickets, and then when I check out, I'm spending $75 extra on taxes and fees. I have no idea where they're going. So with those three things, that's why I love using Game Time. And if you guys want to go check it out, be sure to check out one of their favorite features, and that is Game Time Picks. This helped you filter through all the fluff. That way, you guys can find the best seats and the best deals possible without searching through thousands and thousands of tickets. If you guys want to go on ahead and get started, all you guys have to do is download the Game Time app. You're going to use promo code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. And one more time, go on ahead, download the Game Time app, use promo code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase while terms do apply. Go on ahead and download Game Time, because what time is it? It is game time. All right, let's talk about those possible top candidates, and this is Barefoot's take. This is what I'm seeing, this is what I'm hearing, and this is where I'm going to rank them in terms of where the Patriots are probably looking at. Number one, surprise, surprise, Mike Vrabel. The Patriots Hall of Fame linebacker is going to be at number one. Number two, Ben Johnson, arguably the best offensive coordinator in the NFL right now for the Detroit Lions. Number three, Liam Coen. I have seen a couple of reports out there saying that a possible interest between Liam Coen and the New England Patriots could be coming to fruition. So I'll break down Liam Coen here in just a moment. But the reason why I say that Mike Vrabel is number one is because I have been seeing these tweets all over, including Albert Breer talking about Ben Johnson. I'll talk about that in a minute. A little sneak peek for you. What I meant to show you here is that she was told Mike Vrabel's dial-ins with Jets was to put pressure on the Patriots to make a move. So pretty much, Mike Vrabel already interviewed for the head coaching position for the New York Jets on Friday. And they're hoping to make a move or something by Tuesday. But now, reports are showing that he only had this situationship with the Jets to say, hey, Patriots, I'm on the move. Catch me while you can. So now that he's saying, look, I'm just showing you the competition out there, it's going to make Robert Kraft want him even more. Because what's one thing you always want? What you can't have. So Mike Vrabel is putting his foot on the throats of his competitors saying, look, man, I am going to be a hot commodity. You are going to get me while I last. So with that being said, knowing that Mike Vrabel is also putting pressure on the Patriots to hire him as soon as they possibly can, it's pretty safe to presume that Mike Vrabel is number one. Mike Vrabel played for the Patriots. He's been a head coach for 6 years for the Titans. He has an arguably okay record with the Titans. I think that Mike Vrabel would be a very, very good choice for the Patriots moving forward. And it seems like the Patriots are very interested in hiring Mike Vrabel. I don't see why you wouldn't be. I appreciate Robert Kraft for bringing in Jerod Mayo because he was a former player for the Patriots, but it wasn't the right time. He didn't have the right resources. Now that Mike Vrabel, a former Patriots player, can come back and coach his former franchise, knowing he has head coaching experience, knowing he can network and bring in an established OC, possibly a DC if DeMarcus Covington ends up getting fired, and you know who your franchise quarterback is. This would be a very smart and strategic move for the Patriots to make. And the latest thing that I have heard on Mike Vrabel possibly hinting at wanting to coach for the New England Patriots does come from Chad Graff, saying sources close to the situation believe Vrabel has shown interest in the Patriots' potential vacancy in recent weeks. He was also interested in the Patriots gig a year ago after they split with Belichick before learning that Mayo had already been earmarked for the job. Once again, it is an unfortunate situation because Jerod Mayo was hired literally just weeks before Mike Vrabel ended up getting the boot from Tennessee, and the reasoning for that is because the GM, the front office, and Mike Vrabel didn't really see eye to eye, but he does have a winning record, which is more than Jerod Mayo can say. He does have a proven record of making it to the postseason, which is more than Jerod Mayo can say. Mike Vrabel is a safe option for New England. They have seen him work as a head coach. They have seen him work in the franchise of the New England Patriots as a player, now in the Hall of Fame. This would bring fans back to the seats because what I saw from Gillette Stadium in Week 18 was a disaster. There were more Josh Allen signs than there were Fire Mayo signs, which is still a little bit harsh, but you get the gist. Mike Vrabel would be a very good head coach, and I would be extremely ecstatic to see him be the new head coach for the New England Patriots. However, there are some other candidates that could be in the process. So before I hop into those two other candidates, hire Mike Vrabel, type H for hire, type P for pass. And I already kind of hinted at this because I was moving a little too fast there, but Albert Breer did go on and let us know that they have requested to interview Ben Johnson, the OC for the Lions. Today is the day they can start requesting interviews to start this process and find a new head coach. I'm going to be honest, all right? And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate in the comments. Ben Johnson is my favorite pick for head coach for the New England Patriots. Gasp. Don't unsubscribe. I promise I have a reasoning for it. I think Ben Johnson, the offensive-minded head coach that Ben Johnson is, would be phenomenal with Drake Maye. I think what we have just recently watched from Alex Van Pelt and Jerod Mayo was disastrous. And with $130 million in cap space, players in the NFL will want to play with Drake Maye and for Ben Johnson because he is one of the most innovative play callers in NFL right now. So, I wouldn't rule out Ben Johnson just yet. Although I do think that he is the number one favorite for the job, Mike Vrabel, I do think that Ben Johnson would be a very good gig to try and go out and get. The reason why is because when you look at what the Lions are doing right now, it just shits all over the Patriots offense. Points per game, they're scoring left and right. Imagine what Drake Maye could do, averaging 32.9 points a game. We would be watching just a generational talent. Yards per game, second. Third down rate, fifth. Red zone touchdown. Almost every single time they get in the red zone, they score a touchdown. Turnovers, which we know the Patriots are famous for, they actually are tied for fourth. So Ben Johnson, he knows how to discipline. He knows how to make sure that his team is going to hold on to the football. With a guy like Ben Johnson, to be able to work with Drake Maye, it would be dynamic. It would just be incredible to watch Drake Maye finally get to showcase his skill set that Alex Van Pelt was hiding away and protecting our safe little precious quarterback, even though he's 6'4", 225 pounds. He is larger than some linemen out there. Drake Maye needs more quarterback design runs. He needs to showcase his strength. He needs to get top targets. Ben Johnson would create a playbook unknown to the NFL for Drake Maye. That is why I think somebody like Ben Johnson would be great for the Patriots. But if it's not going to be Ben Johnson, there have been other reports out there that show that Liam Coen could be a good fit. Jeremy Fowler. This is also a chance for New England to talk with some offensive-minded candidates to maximize Drake Maye. Tampa Bay offensive coordinator Liam Coen, considered one of the rising candidates, has several New England ties. He grew up in Rhode Island, he played at UMass, and coached at Brown, UMass, and Maine. And when you look at the Bucs offense right now, I mean, it's in line with the Lions offense as well. These are two really good offensive coordinators. Fourth in points per game, third in yards per game, tied for first and third down rate, fourth in red zone touchdown rate with 66%. We're not going to talk about the turnovers because we understand that, you know what, sometimes coughing up the pill is just a part of the game. Once again, Liam Coen would also be a very good fit for the head coach, but in terms of what I'm hearing, I would say that probably it'll go Mike Vrabel, Ben Johnson, then Liam Coen in terms of how they would like to hire. But how would you like to hire? Type MV for Mike Vrabel, BJ, don't be weird, for Ben Johnson, LC for Liam Coen. Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm gonna go with Ben Johnson here. I am perfectly fine with Mike Vrabel. I think Mike Vrabel would be incredible, but I would be very intrigued to see what Ben Johnson could do with Drake Maye, and I think Robert Kraft would make a huge splash with that one. If you haven't already, go on and hit that sub button. This offseason is going to be like none other, and I want you guys to be a part of it. So go on ahead and subscribe to Patriots Today by Chat Sports.